तैयार कयो छो त ही तमाम इंपॉर्टेंट सेशन है। खणो था बाबा, मेहरबानी करे वेही रहियो, हाणे अॻियां अचे वेही रहियो। डॉक्टर साहब भले फोटो कढाए पर ॿिया वेही रहो, ॿिया मेहरबानी करे। हा हा, न न, तव्हां भले फोटो कढो पर ॿिया जेके दोस्त आहिनि उहे रुगो वेही रहनि। जी, मां वियुसि। मुश्किल है लंबो वेहण। मां त रेडी पर न न स्लाइड्स ॾिसण में अचनि थियूं स्क्रीन्स ते। हा तव्हां अचो।
आदा सभिनी दोस्तनि खे गुज़ारिश थी कजे त पंहिंजी पंहिंजी सीट ते वेही रहनि त जीअं सेशन जी शुरूआत करे सघिजे। आदा भेनरो भाइरो पंहिंजी पंहिंजी सीटनि ते वेही रहो त जीअं सेशन जी स्टार्ट कजे। असां ऑलरेडी इलाही लेट थी चुका आहियूं। असां जेको नेक्स्ट सेशन आहे उहो बि लेट थिए पियो। तव्हांजी वॾी वॾी महिरबानी। साईं डॉक्टर मज़हर ख्वाजा साहब, साईं तव्हां सां हाणे ॻाल्हाइनि।
इलाही
काफ़ी मेहनत सां स्पीकर्स पंहिंजी स्पीच ठाहींदा आहिनि ऐं ऑडियंस जो रिस्पॉन्स काफ़ी डिस्करेजिंग आहे हाणे आई डोंट नो हाउ टू स्टार्ट छो त मूंखे लॻे पियो त nobody is ready anyways टॉपिक जेको आहे उहो आहे चैरिटी जेको पाण इलाही कंदा आहियूं ऐं क्वेश्चन इज़ त छा पाण सही तरीक़े सां चैरिटी करियूं पिया जेकी सिंध खे बेनिफिट पई करे या we are doing it wrong. Okay. Ada, can we have some silence? Kacheri bahar kayo na tha. Kehe kaum jo discipline ta gatherings mein khabar paundi hai. It really is very discouraging. Thank you. ऐं तव्हां साईं तकलीफ़ करे वेही सघो था ओके मां तव्हांखे लाइव एग्जाम्पल ॾियां असांजो हिकिड़ो फ्रेंड फ्रॉम कराची हुन ॾाढो फ़ख्र सां ॿुधायो त हुन पंहिंजे ड्राइवर खे पंहिंजे पैसनि सां हज ते मोकिलियो ग्रेट चैरिटी सभिनी एप्रिशिएट कयो पर उहो ड्राइवर ॻोठ खां घुराई हुई ऐं कंपेरेटिव टू जेतिरी सैलरी हू कराची जे ड्राइवर खे ॾे आहे उनखां हर महीने 7-8 हज़ार घटि पे ॾिनई फॉर 10-15 years. The need for charity was created. There was जे हुनखे पैसा उहो उन हिसाब सां it's very difficult to translate into Sindhi everywhere. If he had paid him the right amount of wages, there would have been no need for charity. The first lesson I think there is that in a justified society, there should be no charity needed. We don't have it. We don't have justified society. We need charity. So that's my topic today. And I'm going to confine it at the level of Sana. जे चैरिटी जी ज़रूरत आहे त नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इहो आहे त केतिरी चैरिटी जी ज़रूरत आहे वॉरेन बफर खां के पुछियो त उन्हनि जो ज़बरदस्त क़िस्म जो आंसर ॾिनो हो उन चयो त गिव अ मैन इनफ दैट ही थिंक्स ही कैन डू एनीथिंग बट नॉट सो मच दैट ही थिंक्स ही डजंट नीड टू डू एनीथिंग सो the question is, are we doing charity the right way? So everybody knows the method of charity and money. We all write checks. But do we know that there is charity can be done with time, knowledge, and skills? That is bigger part of charity. So the second point I'm trying to make is that we need to, at Sana level, we need to broaden our giving from just writing the check to time, knowledge, and skills. Okay, so there are many downsides of charity. For example, administration cost, we all know that. Number of other things, including, and I'm going to shorten it because of the time. Most importantly, we can actually make the receiver dependent and more and more and more dependent. We can create a culture where charity becomes a form of economy. This creates slave mind. And if you continue to give to a slave mind, then you are promoting corruption and slavery. A kind slave master is worse than a justified slave master. Let me give you an example. If I have a child who's hungry and Jamil gives him food, I could have bought it. You actually gave me the $10 in the form of charity. You made me a worse father than I should have been. Your charity contributed to my corruption. The jade sailab khan po tawa paisa ta moklyo या अनाज था मोकिलियो ऐं उहो स्टोर तो थिए for later price gouging, we are passively contributing to corruption through the form of charity. हिकिड़ी तमामु मशहूर charity आहे of building schools. Nobody can argue it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But do you know that that also is a form of what is called corporate corruption? छो त जेतिरी बि थोरी घणी demand we local public ji to educate the kids in the public school, जॾहिं तव्हां charity जे करे नई स्कूल ठाही त तव्हां fill in the blank करे छॾियो. Now there will be unquestioned more ghost schools and unquestioned more wrong expenditures. That is passive way of encouraging corruption through charity. Think about it. Finally, this is a very important question. Giver, the charity kayo tha, are you in return buying something for yourself? Respect, big name, maybe even a place in Jannat. Charity can be selfish. It often is selfish, not selfless. So keeping in mind, what is good charity? First of all, it should serve the purpose now. There's help so we need to help. जेको बुखायल है तो उनके food की जरूरत है. That is needed for now. But it also should have other parts. So for example, it should decrease long-term dependency. Charity can be and should be self-propelling. Sustenance of charity without having to continuously put in it. It can multiply, it should multiply on its own. Je hinyar sana 50,000 gathered tikare, and somebody else like Bill Gates writes 50,000, it multiplies in 2. But I am actually talking multipliers of your 50,000 into the consequences of that 50,000. It should not have, this is interesting. Can you have charity where the donor does not lose money? You write check, you donate, and you do not lose that money, and yet the charity is done. And finally, the charity should change the mindset of the receiver from becoming slave-mindedness to self-propelling mind, where progress should be the final outcome of the charity. So, how do you decide which one to pick of all these? Well, how about if we do this? If we put all these that I mentioned, we say, okay, we're going to have more than one goals with our charity. Again, I'm still on the Sana page. The Tika we will serve this, but we will make one more additional quality at least. Or we will create a charity model that will have more than just creating dependency and filling. Okay, so Amanda ke 4 examples in this, and I will finish fast because we are running out of time. 4 examples in this charity ja jeme ye qualities shamil ahin. Un 4 ma ba ta elai easy and we can start tomorrow. The third is a big long-term planning, and fourth is even more difficult, but taake concept ji khabar paiji wene. Okay, so first, healthcare. हाँ ही situation है पाकिस्तान में या सिंध में. You have local MBBS. मुंहिंजो ॻोठ आहे टंडो बागो. उते local MBBS आहिनि. Patients वञनि था MBBS डॉक्टर वटि. उते उन्ही जो थोड़ो घणो इलाज थिए थो. Where do they go for specialized care? Heart jo problem, kidneys jo problem. They have nowhere to go. The stop is MBBS doctor. And MBBS doctor what specialized treatment in a knowledge and a skill. What do you do? हिकिड़ो त इहो आहे त तव्हां पैसा विझो जंहिं माण्हू खे टंडे बागे खां कराची वञी इलाज कराइणो आहे, 2 लाख रुपया कंट्रीब्यूट करे उनजो इलाज करायो. That is the superficial charity that I'm saying we should not do. The other is to comprise all the models that I told you and create a system. हाणे ॾिसो, हीअ situation तव्हां वटि पेशेंट वञे थो PCP वटि, PCP उनखे जेको MBBS डॉक्टर उनखे लोकल इलाज करे थो, पर हाणे let's say for cardiology उनखे स्पेशलाइज्ड ट्रीटमेंट खपे ऐं उन वटि पैसा कोन्हनि. पाण वटि हिते आहिनि वॉलंटियर्स. डॉक्टर मकबूल कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट आहे, सॉरी ऑन्कोलॉजिस्ट आहे, मां साइकाइट्रिस्ट आहियां, केर कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट आहिनि, and we want to serve. How about if we create a charity system jehme we connect our specialists from here, England or even Karachi with those MBBS doctors, and we are trying to change the mindset and education level of that MBBS doctor. This is how we should do. We finance one person, IT person, salary te, unke हिकिड़ो कंप्यूटर ॾियूं. लोकल ॻोठ में जेके बि MBBS डॉक्टर्स आहिनि उन्ही खां पाण इंसेंटिव ॾियूं त भई whoever needs a cardiology consultation उन्ही जा हू नाला like in an appointment system विझे त मंडे ते 9 बजे हिन जी अपॉइंटमेंट आहे, 9:30 हिन जी, 10 बजे हिन जी. हितां जो जेको डॉक्टर आहे जे वॉलंटियर कयो आहे त आउं हर 15 ॾींहंनि में 4 कलाक सना खे ॾींदुसि, उहो उन डॉक्टर सां कनेक्ट थिए. They both see the patient today together. हाणे इन सां थींदो छा त gradually you are educating the doctor जेको MBBS डॉक्टर आहे to treat such conditions. You are empowering the main person who can then propel your donation of time and skill and knowledge. उन सां you see, this one example gives you more than one benefits of not just benefiting the person today who has the cardiac condition, but the goal would be to empower the MBBS doctor with the knowledge that he will never have otherwise. Does that make sense to you guys? Think about it. And it is very doable. It doesn't require much money. Here is what I will suggest to Sana. तव्हां जेके डॉक्टर्स आहिनि उन्ही जा जेके वॉलंटियर्स जेके वॉलंटियर जेको कंदो उहो हिकिड़ो पेपर साइन करे त I will donate 4 hours every 2 weeks for the next 1 year. That becomes part of my schedule. ईअं कोन्हे त आउं बिज़ी आहियां अॼु. That is my responsibility. ऐं हू जेको IT वारो जेको मोटरसाइकिल ते कंप्यूटर ते अपॉइंटमेंट्स पियो करे नेफ्रोलॉजी जी या कार्डियोलॉजी जी या गैस्ट्रोएंटरोलॉजी जी, slowly it will become an ongoing scheduling. And slowly उहे डॉक्टर्स इन्ही डिजीज़िस खे वधीक खां वधीक 100% करेक्ट न कनि त 10% त माण्हुनि खे फ़ाइदो थींदो, 20% त माण्हुनि खे फ़ाइदो थींदो. This will be very longer lasting charity with very little money involved. Okay, think about it as a model of charity. Okay, number 2, sports. This is the situation in Sindh. The most common sport is cricket, followed by hockey. न हुते असां वटि ग्राउंड्स आहिनि, टेम्परेचर 140 degrees आहे, न ॿारनि खे पीअण जो पाणी आहे. क्रिकेट इज़ अ वेरी एक्सपेंसिव गेम. नतीजो, they watch more than play. Correct? Everybody knows it. It's not doable. जॾहिं हू क्रिकेट ॾिसनि था उन ते शर्तूं रखनि था, wrong food पीअनि था, wrong liquids पीअनि था, it is hurting them rather than helping them. So how can we change it? The cricket ईअं आहे मुंहिंजे लाइ सिंध में जीअं if you promote skiing, there's no snow there. How can you ski? It's not doable. What would be the best sports for us? जेको सस्तो बि हुजे, राति जो बि खेॾी सघे छो त उते सुबुह जो गर्मी आहे, नंढो ग्राउंड हुजे ऐं छोकिरा बि खेॾनि ऐं छोकिरियूं बि खेॾनि. Think about volleyball. हाणे वॉलीबॉल जो जेको स्पोर्ट आहे उनमें हिकिड़ो बॉल खपे जेको अछो आहे ऐं वॾो आहे, हिकिड़ो बल्ब हुजे या चांडोकी में तव्हां खेॾी था सघो, वारी ते खेॾी था सघो, उते तव्हांखे शूज़ न खपनि, ग्लव्स न खपनि, बैट न खपे, थधि में खेॾी था सघो, छोकिरा बि खेॾी था सघनि, छोकिरियूं बि खेॾी था सघनि. That will do what sports can really do. This is, in my opinion, charity. मां हैदराबाद फोन करे टॉक खां पहिरीं उते स्पोर्ट्स जे हिकिड़े शॉप खां मां पुछियो, हुन चयो हिकिड़ो सेट ऑफ वॉलीबॉल ऐं नेट सस्तो वारो 1800 जो आहे, महांगो वारो 2500 जो आहे. If we collect money for 1000 those sets, distribute in Sindh interior, in different districts, उते मेहरान टीवी इबरत वारनि खे रिक्वेस्ट करियूं त वॉलीबॉल खे थोरो प्रोमोट कनि, उते लोकल टूर्नामेंट करे, सना जी मीटिंग्स में विनर्स 7 माण्हुनि खे 7 ॿारनि खे हिते घुरायूं. हिते जीअं ह्यूस्टन में पई थिए, उहो 15 ॾींहं पहिरीं या हफ़्तो पहिरीं अचनि, हिते शुगरलैंड जी टीम सां खेॾनि, हाई स्कूल जी लीग सां खेॾनि, हुन जो एक्सपोजर थिए, उनखे असां हिते सना ते घुरायो, उनखे रेकग्नाइज़ करियूं ऐं इन स्पोर्ट खे जे प्रोमोट करियूं, त थिंक व्हाट इट विल डू टू देयर मेंटालिटी. That is a mind-changing charity. जेके तव्हां सम्झो पिया स्पोर्ट्स जा जेके फ़ाइदा आहिनि उहे त पंहिंजी जाइ ते आहिनि, but to me this is where you are changing the mindset from slave mindedness to winner mindedness. That is the how charity should have a long-term effect. What is the cost? Very little. Very little. Third example, data race. Data is available, internet te. It is fragmented. Hin waqt, hin zamane mein data ji race, data collection ji na hai, utte केर पहिरीं तो पहुचे. That is what it is. जेकी बि disintegrated data hai, unke je collect kaje, it can change many minds and individuals. Okay. So हाणे छा आहे जो दुनिया में opportunity exist आहे, available आहे, and then there are opportunity seekers जेके ॿार आहिनि. For example, जेके scholarship थी खपे, जेके नौकरी थी खपे, जेके immigration थी खपे, इहा सॼी knowledge available आहे ऐं सिंध में सिंधी ॿार seekers आहिनि. What we need to do, even at Sana level, is to bring those together. And that can help a lot of people. So, Hane Chatyo, again, let's go with the time, knowledge, and skill concept. Sana can really ask everybody who's Sindhi, Australia mein hoje, UK mein hoje, United States mein hoje, Karachi mein hoje, will you volunteer for 1 year, X number of hours? Je suppose karo ko immigration jo lawyer hai, uje agree to kare, that person goes on availability. I volunteer to ko Sindhi bar Sindh jo munje ghar achi Houston mein X weeks rahi to sake, for example. That is charity. Okay? We hire somebody or 2 people, that is expense, whose sole job would be to collect data. J scholarship Sydney mein thi nikle for minorities, the first website to give it to people in Sindh should be ours. Just residency thi nikle ke medical profession mein, it goes there. The immigration jo law to change to it goes there. Now think about it, it's a one platform. जिते को बि नंढड़ो ॿार या जवान Sindhi, Sindh मां goes there, in whatever opportunity is available, comes out immediately with all the volunteers who can be helpful. The जेको immigration lawyer जेको Houston में जे volunteer कयो आहे, that can be the point of reference for that person. इहा जेकी collection of data आहे, yeah, collection ka vadik, it's a matter of race of time. Who gets there first? Ma hunasa milyas recently mayor of Houston sa ke gathering mein for funding ma research pe kai thodi. It turns out the uni je elite departments mein grants and je claim na thyan. They go wasted. When your time period hundo hai, if nobody claims, they get back to federal government. ईअं इलाही जायुनि ते अहिड़ी opportunities आहिनि जेके claim न पयूं थियनि. If we fast forward and connect those two, that is very good charity. So what I'm saying is that here hikro block hai, availabilities and seekers se which mein. And Sana can change that and disconnect that block and make it fast. Uniji cost probably not that much. All we need is IT people and a system of people committing to volunteer their time, knowledge, and skill. Okay. So this example will give you more than just doing charity by writing a check. हाणे चौथो example जेको मां create कयो आहे उहो may be not for Sana, but it is a good concept to keep in mind. पर इलाही वॾी शयूं शुरू में ॾुखी लॻंदियूं आहिनि. Think about micro loans जेके बांग्लादेश में शुरू थिया हुआ. जी Okay, but look, listen to this. Okay, think about Karachi. Karachi में मां हिकिड़ी जाइ ते रहियोसि जो नालो सलीमाबाद गार्डन जे पासे में आहे. It's an apartment complex उनमें 2 bed 1 bed apartment आहिनि. उते केरु थो रहे पटे वालो बैंक में जेको कम थो करे small salary. उते millionaires नथा रहनि. Mostly rent था ॾियनि ऐं rent astronomical आहे. हाणे छा आहे जो उते जेको 40,000 कमाए थो जो 10,000 rupees टैक्स पियो ॾे त उहो उनजे लाइ इलाही वधीक आहे. ओके हाणे हर मोहल्ले जी या हर कम्युनिटी हिकिड़ी हूंदी आहे प्राइस पॉइंट ऑफ इन्फ्लेक्शन. त मां यूएस जी ॾिठी त इट गोस फ्रॉम 5% to 25%. व्हाट इज पॉइंट ऑफ इन्फ्लेक्शन? जे हींअर हिकिड़े 200 घरनि में जे 10% घरनि जो रेट किरे थो त इट फोर्सेस द 90% टू गो डाउन. Got it? So think about it. It's a very big idea, but it's a great example of charity. जे हिकिड़ी community आहे जी सलीमाबाद आहे for example जंहिंमें 100 घर आहिनि and we scientifically find out त उनजी point of inflection छा आहे. Let's say 20% आहे. जे 100 मां 20 apartment जी price manipulate थिए that will force another 80% of it to get impacted. Illahi volunteers may be there, even in Karachi, here, UK, जेके interested हुजन त उन 20% के खरीद करन. It's a very big plan, but the point here is that जे 20% वो खरीद कन था ऐं जे 100% जी price घट थी थिए त think about the multiplier. जे 10 families जी जाइ ते तव्हां हाणे 100 families के पिया benefit ॾियो. ऐं इहा अहिड़ी charity आहे, it's a very big echo हुते. इहा अहिड़ी वॾी charity आहे जो जंहिंमें donor does not lose money. You are still the owner of the apartment, but you have made an impact on 80% more. Think about the way the charity can change the nation. ऐं इन में multiplier जे अलावा जेको 10,000 रुपया 40,000 रुपए वारे माण्हू जे बचत आहे त उनजी इनकम 25% वधी वई. उहो पिने न पियो, उहो क्राइम न पियो करे, उहे 25% उनजे ॿारनि जी एजुकेशन में वेंदा. So this type of thinking and formulating it in the form of charity is really what I'm trying to say. The charity is a force. It should not be fill in the blank. It should be a force to change the mentality in the nation. Your taboo as a charity खे तव्हां उनजे जी मां पियो ॻाल्हायां, many people may not like it, but I think that makes a big difference. So here is a question for now. Are we going to keep charity at micro level or at a macro level? It's a mindset. Micro level, you will feel good by changing one person, maybe one community. Macro level is where changing the mindsets of people, where you are creating the culture of no more charity in future. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Nice person, got a good heart, but all this talk, where is the government? Where is the taxes? Okay, like there's no clean coal, there is no good charity. Because the current governments are making their life more easy. So, like you quoted that guy, that also, this guy's a cripple. And the Microsoft, this my principles. Because he wants our 6%, big pharma. He cancels that government. This guy's giving money, it's not more charity. What I'm talking about, fill up society.
Is what?
It's fill up. Your demand.
Ha. Yes. तमाम तमाम सुठी ॻाल्हि कई इन ते सगीर काथे वेठो आहे हिते सगीर मूंखे हिकिड़े रेफरेंस ॾिनो चैरिटी is तव्हां जी चयो it's an illness. Yes. And my point today is we should not contribute to that. Yes, just because charity has a notion of always good is wrong. Many times it is not good, it actually is hurting the receiver. Okay. Yes. So you are making life easy for this corrupt government is what I said. It can contribute to. Okay, got it. So you and I are on the same page. I feel the same way. And Ilai Manu must disagree kanda even sana. We are not. What are you trying to say? Okay. So government, okay, so sana mata ke, okay, let me once say, mata ke shuru mein chayo, this is based on sana. We cannot change the government. We cannot change, we are doing the charity talk based on sana. Okay, any other questions? Sai. Ha.
Mike. Do it.
Okay, I'm telling you question to repeat karya. Doctor Saab chahe piyo ta sana ji jeki charity is based on urgency. Ko disaster to the sana step in thi kare. That is one point. Manje slides mein wo charity should serve the purpose now. Je hinyar jeko disaster the pyo. But charity as a perpetual way becomes economy. That is what I'm talking about. And even when you are correcting a disastrous situation with charity, I think there can be an element of more than that.
Mazhar, one last question if somebody has it, please. And this is the last question. We have to move on to women empowerment session, please.
Mother, I have one question. So, like we have in our religion, the charity of zakat. Where that zakat charity stand on your prospect or?
So this is after zakat. I am not a religious scholar. I am talking about when we do individual charities, not as an organization of zakat. This is when we do, so you got the answer.
Adishada, please. Thank you, Mazhar. Thank you so much.